All right, class. So part of your assignment is to find the mode, median, and mean for both men and women within our class population. So using our example spreadsheet here, first of all, we need to find out how many men and how many women are in this data set. So this N represents the number of subjects in each group. So under males, we're going to hit equal, and we're going to use the COUNTIF function that we talked about last class. So if this range of data, so select your range, hit comma, is male, how many do we have? We have 5. So we're going to do the same thing for females. Count if this range of data is female, then we should have 5. So we have 5 men and 5 women in this subject population. So this isn't organized very well. We could go through and we could sort of cherry pick all of the variables for men and all of the variables for women, or maybe we could set up our spreadsheet to just make it a little bit clearer as to where the men are and where the women are. So I'm going to highlight, my headers, my data headers, as well as my data values. And I'm going to go up to this sort bar here. And hopefully I'll get a little menu. No, I don't want to do it that. Oh, okay, undo. There we go. So let's try this. Using the drop-down arrow, custom sort. It's not very clear to see, but we want to sort by column, and we want to choose. We're going to choose by sex. Now we can sort A to Z so that the females will be on top, or we can say, let's put the males first. So hit OK. Let's see what happens. Right, so see, our subject numbers are no longer ordered, but that's okay. But now we have our males and our females. And so if we want to find the, actually for demonstration purposes, let's just look at the averages. So we're going to find just the averages. So the average age for men in our group here, and we'll just select these, is 44. And then the average age for females, there may be a faster way to do this, but I like to be a little bit more conscientious, is 39. Okay. So we wouldn't necessarily want to drag this formula down, only because our sex column is just the one column. And so it's kind of better to maybe go through and do this by hand. Okay, and so what I would like you to do on your assignment is just fill out all of these variables, but I would like you to maybe find the mode, the median, and the mean for both men and women for all of these variables. Another thing that I would like you to do on your class worksheet is to determine who is at risk and who is not, or basically just who is at risk as far as our waist to hip ratio is concerned. And so you can see this column here. I've calculated waist to hip ratio for the men and for the women. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a column. I'm going to highlight column N. I'm going to right click and go down to insert. And then we're going to make a category. Right, so we're going to use an if statement. So if you can see, I've published some values here, waist to hip ratio norms, and what we're really concerned with is we're concerned for our male subjects that have a waist to hip ratio of greater than or equal to 0.95. And so in our statement, we're actually going to use 0.94 as our criteria valuable. So we're going to hit equals if, and so this is a logical test. So if this data value is greater than 0.94, and then we're going to, what do we want to put in our column? So I would like, in quotes, to put at risk in nice big capital letters. Close parenthesis just to make sure it's clean. And we can see that that makes sense, right? So here's our male subjects. This male has a waist-to-hip ratio of 0.98. At risk is anything greater than or equal to 0.95, and so that would make sense. And so we can carry this down just for our males because there's a different criteria that our females would need to meet in order to be at risk. So for our females, at risk is greater than or equal to 0.86. So we're going to use anything greater than a 0.85 as our logical argument. So equals if, here we go. So if, there, okay, so 0.74, if that is greater than 0.85, then at risk, quotation mark. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so there's no comma there. So let's see if that looks about right. Okay, and false. So we can actually just carry this down or double click here, and we can see that these last two females in our subject population are at risk. Okay. So go ahead and work on your data set. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can certainly copy this table here. You might need a few more columns just for your mode, median, and mean. And just remember a pound or hashtag NA doesn't necessarily mean that you did anything wrong. It just means that either you're trying to use text or that there's no duplicates, especially when you're looking at mode. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have questions.